Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. I'm your host, the Avatar Wolf, and we're here with our second NFL file to talk about for 2023. We got the Miami Dolphins here, the team that came in second place last season in the AFC East with a 9-8 record. They made the playoffs last year. They lost to the Bills, in which was a very good game for them, actually. Let's be honest here. Keeping it close with Buffalo. Even though it was looking like a blowout at first, they kept it close, and they made Buffalo have to work for that win in Buffalo for the wild card game. And now they're looking to basically get back in the top of the division, trying to get back in the top of the AFC East. And let's just talk about them real quick. I mean, coming back on offense, of course, you gotta have Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle, two of the fastest wide receivers, freakiest receivers in the NFL. I mean, you also got Raheem Mostert, really good running back as well, in my opinion. They did lose a tight end in Mike Gesicki, and that's going to hurt them just maybe a little bit. But at the same time, Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle was like holding the top spots of this offense here and keeping them grounded and neutralized and stuff like that. It's the reason why this offense was very dangerous. The whole thing on offense, though, this season, and I think it's going to be like for every season moving forward for Miami fans, how can Tua Tagovailoa do in this system of offense? Now, of course, they have an easy offense. A lot of people say they have an easy offense to work with. Tyreek Hill is a lifesaver for Tua Tagovailoa, and Jalen Waddle just getting better every day of the week. So, you got those two receivers learning off of each other. You also got Tyreek Hill saving Tua with, the deep passes. Tua doesn't have to throw 24/7 deep down the field when Tyreek Hill is giving him a 5-yard cushion to really, put it around that spot. The problem that I have with Tua, though, is that you got an offensive line that cannot protect the quarterback this season. I mean, the training camp videos are coming all out. I watched the one video where the Texans defensive line in training camp, when they had the joint practice of the Texans defensive line, and don't forget, the Texans defensive line is not that decent. They completely steamrolled the offensive line, and just all four players around Tua. That you can't be having that in regular games. Tua's gonna get killed again this season if that's the case, and then we're gonna be seeing Mike White or Skylar Thompson back on the field for Miami. And even though this offense is easy mode offense to play with Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle, you don't want those quarterbacks like Mike White and Skylar Thompson. I mean, Mike White, I will say this, I think Mike White is actually a better quarterback than what most people give him credit for, especially with what he did in New York last season, but at the same time, you want Tua out there. I mean, he has, the stats to show that he is at least decent enough to, have a starting job. And if he gets injured, it's going to be downhill for Miami Dolphins offense going forward. Now, let's switch over to the defensive side of things. This defense is just getting better. Well, they were getting a lot better, adding Jalen Ramsey to this defense. And then, of course, right when they add him, goes down with an injury. I believe he tore his ACL. Might be out for the season, might be out for most of the season. It hurts. It really hurts. Xavier Howard last season didn't have the best season last year. Javon Holland's actually getting better. They brought in Eli Apple, who's supposed to be a veteran CB. Eli Apple's known for getting burnt a lot of the times, guys, just being honest. But I think the reason this defense is going to be scary is because of the linebacking core. I mean, I think Christian Wilkins is actually a decent, defensive end. Jalen Phillips is a really good defensive linebacker on the edge, as well as Bradley Chubb. You got pressure in the front seven for Miami Dolphins, and they can cause havoc to offensive linemen. If they can get in the backfield and they can actually disrupt the quarterbacks like Josh Allen, Aaron Rodgers, Mac Jones, the Dolphins defense should be in a good spot this season to help the Dolphins go forward and actually give contention to the AFC East. And I think that's going to be the main goal here this season for the Dolphins, is to give contention to the Bills, give contention to the Jets. Don't make the Jets, like Aaron Rodgers, for example, don't let Aaron Rodgers have the easiest time in the pocket and give him hell each time they play against the Jets. Give Josh Allen more hell in the pocket and make Josh Allen have to make plays himself instead of having to have an easy time in the backfield. If that defense, that front seven can do that, this defense is going to be something special and can be very dangerous going forward and in, playoff football. Let's go to the scheduling. Alright, now ladies and gentlemen, as you guys know, red is losses, green is dubs. The white line in the middle means it can go either way. Let's talk about the schedule here. I have the Dolphins going an average of 10-7 this season. The ceiling is 14-3 if everything goes right, and a floor of 5-12 if stuff goes wrong. And I think the main problem for the Dolphins this season, if everything goes wrong, is if Tua goes down early in the season. Now, I have them winning against the Chargers in Week 1, losing to the Patriots in New England in Week 2. I think it could be a toss-up, though. Week 3, I have them beating the Broncos. I have them losing to Buffalo. I believe that's in Buffalo. They beat the Giants. I have the Giants actually being a little bit of a challenge for them this season as well. Beat the Panthers. Lose to the Eagles. I don't think I have to really explain that much for the Eagles. They beat the Patriots in Miami. They lose to the Chiefs. They beat the Raiders. Lose to the Jets in New York. It can go either way. That's why there's a white mark on that. Beat the Commanders. Beat the Titans. Beat the Jets in Miami. They lose to the Cowboys. They lose to not Vikings. Lose to the Ravens, and they beat Buffalo in Week 18. That is my prediction for their scheduling. So, final thoughts for the Dolphins is I think their defense is going to be as good as they always have been, like last season. Of course, the loss of Jalen Ramsey is going to hurt the secondary just a little bit, but last season I thought the defense was actually okay. It was actually above average in my opinion. I think this year they're going to have the same type of defense where the front seven is going to control the offensive line, the defensive line, and if they control that line, they're going to win games. They're not going to let people like Aaron Rodgers, Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen have easy comfort in the pocket. However, if they do not control the defensive line front, the defense might struggle a little bit. If Josh Allen goes off, Aaron Rodgers goes off, Patrick Mahomes, just three out of my top of my head, for example, I know they're facing, it could be trouble for them. Now, for the offensive side of things, Tua needs to get the ball out quickly, and you know, if that goes well, they should be able to win games with their offense. Yeah, I just don't see Tua actually surviving this season, honestly, to be honest with you guys. I think that Tua's going to get injured because of the offensive line. I just do not trust this Miami offensive line, guys. I think Tua's actually a decent quarterback. He's at least decent in this system that Miami actually built. Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle might be carrying him, but he's still getting the job done. He's getting the wins, and you saw how different it is last season when Teddy Bridgewater and Skylar Thompson was out there instead of Tua. So that is my biggest thought right now, is that if Tua goes down, will Mike White be the same way? Will Skylar Thompson be able to actually, you know, keep this team alive in the playoffs, in the regular season, in the offseason, blah, blah. Well, obviously not the offseason, but you get my point, guys. But yeah, I see a Dolphins 110-7. I see them being at least somewhat average, somewhat decent. I don't think they're going to be like a top team in the AFC, but they can get wins together and they can surprise teams. In fact, I think they are more likely to win the AFC East than any other team that could be competing with Buffalo. I'm not saying that they're going to beat Buffalo, but I think out of the Jets, Patriots, and Dolphins, I think the Dolphins are actually the top team that's, you know, going to give Buffalo a run for their money. So yeah, guys, tell me what you guys think in the comment section. If you guys agree with me or if you disagree with me, that's okay too. Let me know, please do. Thank you. Up next, we'll be going to New England and talking about the Patriots, since somehow they got in the third place of the AFC East last season. I thought it was the Jets, to be honest with you guys, but I guess New England did beat them. Anyways, I'll see you guys then. Take care. Peace.